Eliminate old people smell by 99%. Clean these overlooked spots. 10 elderly hygiene tips. Grandma, why do you smell kind of weird? Mom says it's just your scent. That simple question from her granddaughter stayed with 71-year-old Margaret Lee longer than she expected. She bathed daily, kept a tidy home, wore clean clothes. Still, her granddaughter began keeping a little distance, even hesitating during hugs. That night, Margaret lay in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering, is something wrong with me? The truth is, this subtle scent often associated with aging isn't about being unclean. It comes from natural changes in the body, skin chemistry, hormones, and areas we often miss during everyday hygiene. But here's the good news. Once you know where those overlooked spots are, you can eliminate up to 99% of the odor without harsh scrubbing or expensive products. In this video, we'll uncover 10 specific areas that are the most common sources of lingering scent in older adults. You'll learn why they matter, what happens if they're ignored, and simple ways to care for them so you feel fresher, more confident, and truly at ease in your skin. If you've ever felt unsure about a hug or wondered if others noticed something you didn't, stay with us. Spots number 9 and 10 are rarely talked about, but they might just change how you care for your body, because this isn't about fixing flaws. It's about knowing your body and honoring it. Let's begin. Body area number 1, mouth and mouth corners, where breath begins and trust can fade. No part of the body speaks louder than the mouth. We use it to share stories, wisdom, jokes, prayers. It's how we greet the world, with words, with a smile, with presence. But what if what lingers after we speak isn't the message, but the smell? Breath, a topic no one likes to bring up, but everyone notices. Take Geraldine, 79, a former church choir director in North Carolina, warm, articulate, with a voice that still carried grace. But she began noticing something disheartening, people turning their heads slightly during conversations, friends pulling back just a little during hugs. At first, she thought it was in her mind, until her best friend gently and kindly said, "Sweetheart, I think your breath's been a little different lately." Geraldine was mortified. She brushed twice a day, used mouthwash, chewed gum after lunch. So why? Because bad breath in older adults often isn't just about brushing. It's about what's hiding beneath the surface. Dr. Colin Myers, a dental gerontologist in California, explains dry mouth, aging gums, medication side effects, and decreased saliva production can all contribute to persistent odor, even in people who brush regularly. And the corners of the mouth, especially if there's cracked skin or food debris, can quietly harbor bacteria that no mint can fix. So what are the signs? A dry, sticky feeling in the mouth, even after drinking water. A faint metallic or sour taste, cracking at the corners of the lips, and most telling of all, people leaning back instead of leaning in. Here's how to address it. With care, consistency, and dignity. 1. Hydration is everything. Sip water throughout the day, not just at meals. Older adults often drink less, but saliva is your body's first defense against odor. 2. Don't just brush, clean your tongue. A soft bristle, toothbrush, or tongue scraper can remove 80–90% of odor-causing bacteria. 3. Check your medications. Some prescriptions reduce saliva flow. Talk to your doctor or dentist if dry mouth persists. 4. Care for the corners. Use a warm, damp cloth daily to clean the corners of your mouth. Apply a thin layer of lip balm to prevent cracking and bacterial buildup. 5. See your dentist every 6 months, even if you wear dentures. Oral hygiene isn't just about teeth. It's about tissue health, gum care, and breath. Geraldine took these steps, not overnight, but gradually. And the change? Her voice returned, not just in volume, but in confidence. She sang louder, spoke longer, and hugged without worry, because your breath is your presence. And when it feels clean, you feel welcome in every conversation. So let me ask you, with all gentleness, when was the last time you cared for your mouth? Not just to avoid bad breath, but to honor the way you speak, smile, and show up. If this part touched something personal, comment below. I'm caring for my breath, my voice, and my dignity. Give this video a like if you believe true confidence begins with how we care for ourselves. And share it with someone whose smile deserves to be met with warmth, not worry. Subscribe to Golden Wise Elders because your voice matters, your presence matters, and how you feel when you speak, that matters most of all. Now that we've uncovered these 10 secret areas, let's take one final moment to reflect and rediscover something even more powerful than fresh skin, a fresh sense of self. So now, we've cared for the breath that carries our words and the mouth that shares our stories. But what about the place that carries us, step by step, every single day? Body area number 2, the spaces between your toes, your nails, and the soles of your feet, where odor begins silently. Our feet carry the weight of our years, our memories, and our everyday life. And yet, we rarely give them the same attention we give our smile or our hands. Let's begin, once again, at the ground level. The spaces between your toes, beneath your nails, and across the soles of your feet may be small, but they hold secrets to freshness, comfort, and confidence that most of us never think to uncover. James, a 74-year-old retired librarian from Pennsylvania, always prided himself on personal hygiene. He showered every morning, wore clean socks, even sprinkled a little foot powder from time to time. But still, there was this smell, not strong, but persistent, a kind of musty scent that followed him, especially in the evenings. It wasn't until his daughter gently asked if he had checked his feet, really checked them, that he realized he never actually washed between his toes, he never cleaned under his toenails, and he never paid attention to the rough, flaky skin on his soles. Why? Because he assumed his daily shower was enough. The truth? It wasn't. According to Dr. Linda Wong, a geriatric hair specialist at UCSF, the area between the toes is warm, damp, and dark, exactly where bacteria and fungi love to grow. Add in thickening toenails and dry, cracked soles, and you've got a perfect storm for odor, even infection. And this isn't just about being clean. It's about what we miss when we age. We lose flexibility. Our skin becomes thinner, nails grow slower, but thicker. And the soles of our feet, especially the arches and heels, become rougher, holding onto sweat, dead skin, and odor-producing bacteria. So what does this look like? You notice a sour smell even after you've bathed. Your toenails seem harder, a little yellow, or trap lint underneath. Your soles feel rough, but also slightly sticky at the end of the day. You hesitate to take your shoes off around others, not out of shame, but out of uncertainty. Sound familiar? Here's what you can do, starting today. After every shower, gently spread your toes and dry each gap completely, not just the top. Go between. Use a soft brush once or twice a week to clean under the nails. Don't dig, just gently sweep. Massage the soles with a warm cloth and mild soap. Pay attention to the heel and ball of the foot, where dead skin builds. Once a week, soak your feet in warm water with sea salt and a few slices of ginger or lemon. Natural antibacterial support. And don't forget your socks. Wear breathable fabrics and change them daily, even twice a day if needed. Let your shoes air out. Never reuse socks 2 days in a row. Because this isn't just about fresh smelling feet. It's about comfort, health, and how you carry yourself. When James made these small changes, something shifted. He didn't just smell better, he felt better. He stood taller, sat closer to his family, slipped off his shoes at his grandson's house without thinking twice. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you really took a moment for your feet, not just washed them, but cared for them? If this part of the video made you pause, type in the comments, "I'm starting with my feet today." Give the video a like if it helped, and share it with someone who might need a quiet reminder like James once did. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Wise Elders, where we help you feel confident, clean, and in control every step of the way. Now let's move up, just a few inches, to another place that holds on to scent more than most realize. So we've taken the first step, literally, by caring for the feet that carry us through life. But now let's move to the other end of the body, where freshness, or funk, can begin right above the neck. It's a place we touch every day, yet rarely clean properly. And it just might be the reason you're catching a scent, even after your morning shower. Body region number 3, your scalp and hairline, where freshness begins above the neck. Let's move up now, from your feet to your head, and more specifically, to a part of the body that is cleaned every day, yet rarely cleaned well, your scalp. Many older adults shampoo regularly, some still go to the salon. But here's what most people never consider. Washing your hair is not the same as washing your scalp. Edna, a 78-year-old retired school teacher from Michigan, always kept her appearance sharp. Her white hair was her signature, elegantly brushed back, soft curls at the ends. But for months, she noticed something she couldn't quite place. A faint smell, not strong, but consistent, especially in the afternoon. Her granddaughter once mentioned it gently while hugging her, saying her hair smelled a little tired. At first, Edna was embarrassed, then puzzled. She had shampooed that very morning. How could there still be a scent? It wasn't until a visit to her longtime hairstylist that the answer came. "Your scalp's holding on to buildup," the stylist said. "You're washing your hair, but not your scalp." You see, as we get older, the scalp produces more sebum, or natural oil. Combine that with sweat, dead skin cells, and leftover hair products, and you've got a breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. And since the scalp sits right at nose level for hugs, haircuts, or even sitting at the dinner table, it gets noticed. According to Dr. Elena Morgan, a dermatologist focused on aging skin, most seniors don't scrub their scalp anymore, partly due to habit, partly due to fear of damaging thinning hair. But gentle scalp cleansing is essential to odor control, and it boosts circulation too. So what are the signs that your scalp might need more attention? You feel a slight itch, especially near the temples or back of the head. Your scalp looks shiny or greasy, even after shampooing. Your pillow starts to smell faintly off, or your hair seems limp, heavier, without movement. If any of those sound familiar, here's what to try. Next time you shampoo, don't just rub the hair. Use the pads of your fingers, not nails, to massage your scalp in small, slow circles. Work from the forehead to the crown, and especially around the nape and ears. This helps remove oil, product residue, and stimulate circulation. If you wear hats or wigs, make sure to air out your scalp daily, and once a week, rinse your hairline with warm water and a few drops of apple cider vinegar or tea tree oil, both gentle, natural cleansers that help rebalance the scalp without stripping it. Remember, this isn't about hair care, it's about head care, because when your scalp is clean, your mind feels lighter, you feel fresher, and when someone leans in for a hug, you don't pull away, you lean in, fully present. Edna said it best after adjusting her routine. "I didn't just feel more refreshed, I felt like I reclaimed part of my dignity." So let me ask you, when was the last time you really cared for your scalp, not just your hair? If this sparks something for you, drop a comment. I'm giving my scalp the care it deserves. And if you're starting to see how little changes can make a big impact, hit the like button and share this video with a friend or family member who still thinks shampooing is enough. Next, we'll move just a few inches down to an area you might never think to clean, but one that quietly holds on to more scent than you'd ever guess. Body area number 4, the belly button. Small, silent, and often forgotten. If I asked you to name the areas you clean every day, your belly button probably wouldn't make the list. That's not surprising. It's small. It doesn't get sweaty like underarms, and it's not exactly visible when you're getting dressed. But here's what most people don't realize. Your navel is one of the most forgotten sources of persistent body odor, especially as we age. Take Marjorie, 80 years old, living in San Diego. She always kept herself presentable. Pressed blouses, neat hair, light perfume. But there was something that started bothering her. A faint, sour smell that seemed to linger even after bathing. She tried everything, changing soap, switching laundry detergent, even cutting back on certain foods. Nothing worked. One day, during a checkup, her nurse asked a simple question. "Have you cleaned your belly button lately?" Marjorie was stunned. "My belly button?" she asked. "I don't think I've touched it in years." And she wasn't alone. According to Dr. Samuel Bennett, a geriatric internal medicine physician in Denver, the navel is a closed, recessed area. If it's not cleaned regularly, it becomes a trap for dead skin, sweat, oil, and lint, all of which can lead to bacterial buildup and odor. He adds that for older adults, this can be made worse by reduced mobility, declining vision, or simply never having been taught to clean that area properly in the first place. So what should you look out for? If you notice a sour or musty smell near your midsection, especially when changing clothes or toweling off, if your belly button feels a little sticky or tender to the touch, you may be carrying around more than just soap residue. The good news? Cleaning the belly button is simple, but must be done gently. Here's what works. In the shower, use a warm washcloth or a soft cotton swab dipped in mild soap and water. Gently clean inside the navel. Don't scrub hard. If it's been a while, you might notice some dark buildup. That's normal, and it washes away with patience. After rinsing, make sure to dry the area completely. A damp navel is a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. For maintenance, some people use a drop of alcohol-free witch hazel or diluted tea tree oil. Also, consider your wardrobe. Tight waistbands can trap sweat around the navel, especially during warmer months. Wearing breathable fabrics and letting the skin air out occasionally makes a difference. Now, let's be honest. Many people feel awkward even thinking about this part of the body, but that's exactly why it gets ignored. But when we tend to these quiet, forgotten places, we reclaim control over how we feel in our own bodies. Marjorie followed her nurse's advice. Within days, the mysterious odor was gone. But more than that, she felt at ease again. So let me ask you, when was the last time you gave a little care to the center of your body? If this gave you something new to think about, leave a comment below. I'm cleaning from the center out, and some areas on the body go unnoticed because they're small, like the belly button. But others, we overlook them not because they're hidden, but because they're uncomfortable to talk about. Skin folds, the spaces under the breasts, around the belly, beneath the buttocks, soft, quiet, and often the perfect storm for heat, moisture, and smell. Body area number 5, skin folds, the hidden climate zones of your body. If you've ever caught a faint sour or musty smell by the end of the day, even after showering in the morning, it may not be your clothes. It might be what's happening underneath them. And for many older adults, that means skin folds, the gentle curves and creases where skin meets skin, under the breasts, along the belly, beneath the buttocks, around the waistline. These areas are naturally warmer and more humid, especially as we age and the skin begins to soften and sag slightly. Let's take the story of Diane, a 73-year-old grandmother from Georgia. She was active, lively, and loved wearing light-colored summer clothes. But as the temperatures rose, she began noticing a faint sour odor in the evenings, one she couldn't trace. She switched laundry soaps. She tried new deodorants. Nothing helped. Eventually, during a routine checkup, her nurse gently asked, "Do you dry under the skin folds after you shower?" Diane blinked. "What folds?" That question stayed with her because once she started looking, she found them. The soft fold under her breasts, the slight crease near her belly, and the area where she sat for most of the day. And what she found changed everything. Dr. James Rowland, a geriatric dermatologist in Chicago, explains, these areas act like miniature greenhouses, warm, closed off, and moist. They trap sweat and oil, and without airflow, bacteria and fungi thrive. That leads to odor, irritation, and in more serious cases, rashes or infection. The signs aren't always obvious. You might feel a faint tacky or sticky sensation under the skin, a subtle odor that worsens after sitting or sweating, redness, mild itching, or even raw patches in the folds, or simply an uneasiness that your body doesn't feel fully clean, even after a shower. But the solution? It's beautifully simple. After each shower, gently pat dry every fold of skin. Don't rub. Soft cotton towels work best. For added comfort, you can use a fragrance-free moisture-absorbing powder or breathable cotton liners under the breast or belly to reduce friction and moisture. In warmer months, wear loose-fitting, breathable fabrics. Give your skin the chance to breathe, and check your folds regularly, not just for odor, but for signs of irritation or changes in skin tone, because these areas may be soft and quiet, but they matter deeply. Diane now takes a few extra minutes each morning to care for those folds. It's a small thing, she says, but it's made a big difference. I don't worry about hugging people anymore. I don't feel that secret discomfort. And isn't that what we all want? To feel at ease in our skin, no matter the season or setting. So let me ask, have you ever checked beneath your own skin folds? Not just washed, but dried and cared for them? If this part helped you see something in a new light, leave a comment. I'm taking care of the places no one sees. Hit the like button if you've ever felt unsure, even privately, about odor that just didn't make sense, and share this with a friend or loved one. This isn't about embarrassment, it's about empowerment through awareness. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Golden Wise Elders, where wisdom means understanding your body, honoring it, and finding peace in the little things. In the next part, we're going to talk about something most people wash every day, but still overlook the most important part of. Can you guess? Body area number 6, your underarms. It's not just about deodorant. Let's talk about a body part that gets more attention than most, but often in all the wrong ways, your underarms. Almost everyone uses some form of deodorant or antiperspirant. We swipe it on, maybe twice a day. We assume we're good to go, but here's the hard truth. No amount of product can cover what's not being properly cleaned. Carl, 79, a retired postman from Ohio, had always prided himself on staying fresh. He used a clinical strength antiperspirant, changed shirts daily, even avoided spicy food. But still, by the afternoon, he noticed people pulling away subtly, especially in elevators or at the pharmacy counter. It wasn't until his wife, gently but firmly, suggested a change in his shower routine that he realized something. He was washing his underarms, yes, but not really cleansing them. You see, the skin under your arms isn't just a sweat zone. It's home to a dense cluster of apocrine glands, which produce an oily kind of sweat rich in proteins and fats. When that sweat mixes with bacteria on the skin and isn't properly removed, it creates a smell no stick of deodorant can hide. Dr. Lila Thompson, a senior dermatology consultant in Seattle, puts it this way. Most people treat their underarms like any other body part, but they're not. They require more attention, not more product. What does underarm odor from poor cleansing actually look like? A lingering scent that comes back shortly after showering. Clothes that seem to retain smell no matter how often they're washed. A sticky, waxy texture in the armpit even after bathing. Or discomfort, physical or emotional, when raising your arms or hugging someone close. Sound familiar? Here's how to shift the routine from masking to managing. First, during your shower, use a mild, non-drying cleanser and a soft cloth or your fingertips to massage the underarm in circular motions for at least 30 seconds per side. Pay attention to the folds, especially where hair grows. Second, once a week, gently exfoliate the area with a soft cloth to remove dead skin and product buildup. Many people layer deodorant daily without ever washing it off completely. Third, allow your underarms to fully dry before applying any deodorant. Trapping moisture only feeds bacteria. And finally, listen to your body. If your odor changes suddenly or if your skin becomes irritated, don't ignore it. Sometimes the body sends signals we've learned to cover up instead of care for. Carl, after adjusting his habits, noticed something incredible. Not just that the odor faded, but that his shirt stayed fresher longer. I felt lighter, he said, and I wasn't afraid to raise my hand anymore, in every sense of the word. Because clean underarms aren't just about being hygienic. They're about freedom of movement, confidence, and the joy of being close to others without worry. So let me ask you, when was the last time you cleaned under your arms, not just rinsed them, but truly cared for them? If this part of the video gave you a new way to think about something so routine, leave a comment. It's not just deodorant, it's daily care. Give the video a like if you've ever wondered why your shirts still smell even after laundry. Share it with someone who still thinks more product is the solution. Next, we're going somewhere most people never talk about. Yet it may be the most overlooked cause of lingering sin in older adults. And yes, we're going to handle it with dignity. Body area number 7, groin and inner thighs. The unmentioned source of daily discomfort. Some areas of the body don't just hold odor, they hold silence. And nowhere is that more true than the groin area and inner thighs, a part of the body that almost no one talks about, but that most older adults silently struggle with. Leonard, 81, a retired firefighter from Kansas City, was active, proud, and precise. He walked every morning, showered daily, wore fresh underwear. But by mid-afternoon, especially in warmer weather, something felt off. A faint but lingering musky smell and a growing discomfort when walking or sitting too long. He was too embarrassed to mention it, not to his wife, not to his doctor. But during a physical exam, his physician simply asked, "Are you washing and drying the skin folds around your groin every day?" And just like that, the silence broke. The truth is, the groin area is a moisture magnet. It's warm, it's enclosed, and it's right next to the body's digestive and urinary systems, which means any sweat, bacteria, or friction can quickly lead to odor, irritation, and sometimes even infection. Dr. Melissa Kwan, a specialist in elder care and skin health in San Francisco, says the skin around the groin and inner thighs tends to thin with age and lose elasticity. That increases the chance of folds, rubbing, trapped moisture, and odor. But no one teaches us how to care for this area as we age. So how do you know if this is something affecting you? You notice a musky or sour scent, especially by the end of the day. Your underwear holds onto odor even after washing. You experience chafing, itching, or mild redness between the thighs. Or you find yourself adjusting your position often when sitting. Due to discomfort, this isn't just a hygiene issue. It's a quality of life issue. So here's what you can do to restore comfort, freshness, and confidence. 1. Clean with intention. During your daily shower, gently wash the groin and inner thigh area with a fragrance-free, non-irritating cleanser. Focus on the folds and never scrub hard. This skin is delicate. 2. Dry completely. After showering, pat the area dry with a clean towel. Avoid leaving any moisture trapped between skin folds. 3. Reduce friction. If your thighs rub together while walking, use a soft body powder or a moisture-wicking barrier cream. Some people even use breathable cotton cloth inserts during warmer months. 4. Choose better fabrics. Wear cotton underwear, not synthetic blends, and change it daily or more often if you sweat. 5. Let it breathe. At home, give your body a chance to air out when possible. Even a few minutes a day without layers helps prevent buildup. Leonard followed these steps. Within a week, the odor vanished. The discomfort faded. But what surprised him most? I didn't know how much tension I was carrying, he told his doctor. Once it was gone, I felt like I could move freely again. Because caring for this part of your body isn't about shame. It's about freedom. Freedom to walk, sit, hug, and live without second-guessing how you smell or how you feel. So let me gently ask you, have you taken the time to truly care for your groin and inner thighs? Not out of embarrassment, but out of self-respect. If this part gave you a new perspective, leave a comment. I'm caring for myself, fully and without shame. Give this video a like if you've ever struggled silently with this issue, and share it with someone you love who may not know how common this really is. Next, we move up again to a tiny area many people never think twice about, but where odor builds quietly and surprisingly fast. Body area number 8, finger gaps and nails, where touch begins and odor hides. If you've ever felt like your hands don't smell as fresh as they should, even after washing, if your nails seem to trap dirt faster than you can clean them, or if you've caught a strange scent while resting your chin on your palm, you're not imagining things. Because the spaces between your fingers and under your nails are prime real estate for bacteria, especially as we age. Take the story of Beatrice, 76, from Minnesota. She always kept her hands neat, clipped nails, hand lotion on the nightstand, even occasional manicures from her granddaughter, but she started noticing something strange, a faint sour scent near her fingertips, especially at night. It wasn't strong, but it was there. She washed her hands often, used sanitizer, but the smell lingered, and she couldn't figure out why, until one day, while reading in bed, she noticed it again. It wasn't her breath. It wasn't the book. It was her hands. The culprit? Residue trapped in the finger gaps and bacteria under the nails. Dr. Aisha Reynolds, a geriatric skin and hygiene specialist from New Jersey, explains, as we age, the skin around our hands becomes thinner and more textured. Add in less precise hand movements or arthritis, and we often miss tiny pockets of buildup, especially in the nail beds and between the fingers. And because our hands are always exposed to food, dust, pets, lotions, and even public surfaces, they collect more bacteria than any other part of the body. Washing them quickly isn't enough. What are the signs this area needs more attention? A light, musty odor that returns soon after washing. Dirt or gunk under the nails, even when they look short. A sticky or waxy feel around the knuckles and cuticles. Or a growing hesitation to touch your face, food, or even loved ones. So what can you do? 1. Clean intentionally. When washing your hands, gently spread your fingers and let warm water run through the gaps. Use your opposite hand to lightly massage between fingers. Most people never do this. 2. Don't forget the nails. Use a soft nail brush 2 to 3 times a week to clean under the nails. Never dig or poke. Just a gentle sweep does the job. 3. Dry thoroughly. After washing, dry between the fingers completely. Residual moisture is a fast track to odor and fungal growth. 4. Moisturize smart. Choose unscented, non-greasy lotions. Sticky residue can trap bacteria and make hands smell over time. 5. Regular nail care. Keep nails short, clean, and free of buildup. If you have limited mobility, ask for help. Nail care is not vanity, it's health care. Beatrice made these changes. A few extra seconds at the sink, a simple nail brush, and for the first time in months, she noticed nothing. No smell, no discomfort, just the clean, quiet confidence of hands she was proud to hold out again. Because your hands tell a story. They feed, comfort, soothe, and hold. They deserve care, not just for others, but for you. So let me ask you, when was the last time you really cleaned under your nails? Or took a moment to dry between your fingers? If this part opened your eyes or made you smile, leave a comment. Clean hands, clear heart. Tap like if you've ever been surprised at how much your hands say about your habits. And share this video with someone who still thinks rinsing is enough. Subscribe to Golden Wise Elders to keep discovering what your body has been trying to tell you, gently, quietly, and wisely. Next, we head to a space that's not just personal, but deeply emotional. The place where we sit, rest, and carry the weight of life, yet rarely think to clean with true care. Body area number 9, the buttocks and gluteal cleft. A place of support, a source of silence. Let's talk, gently, honestly, and with full respect about the buttocks and the crease between them. We sit on this part of our body every day. We lean on it, we sleep on it, but we rarely talk about how to care for it, let alone how it might be contributing to unwanted odor or discomfort. Walter, 82, a widowed veteran living in rural Texas, was a proud man. He lived alone, kept a tidy home, and maintained his independence. But over the past year, he noticed something, an itch that wouldn't quite go away, and a faint sour smell that lingered after long days of sitting. He changed detergents, washed more often, even tried switching chairs, but it wasn't until a visiting nurse helped him bathe one day and gently suggested a change in how he was cleaning that everything shifted. Because here's the thing, the area between the buttocks, the gluteal cleft, is a dark, warm, high-friction zone. It's often compressed for hours at a time. If moisture, sweat, or residue from bowel movements isn't cleaned properly, it builds up quietly, leading to odor, skin breakdown, or even painful infections. Dr. Angela Rivera, a geriatric care nurse and hygiene educator, puts it simply, the gluteal cleft is one of the most overlooked places on the body because we assume it's being cleaned with the rest, but it requires intentional care, especially as mobility decreases. So what are the signs that this area needs more attention? A musty or stale scent, especially after sitting for long periods, itching or mild redness between the cheeks, a sensation of dampness, even hours after bathing, or reluctance to sit on fabric chairs out of self-consciousness. Here's how to turn that around with gentle, dignified care. 1. Clean thoroughly. During your shower, use a soft cloth or sponge to gently separate and cleanse the gluteal cleft with warm water and mild soap. No scrubbing, just consistent, kind attention. 2. Dry completely. Pat dry the area with a clean towel. If mobility is limited, use a handheld mirror or ask a trusted caregiver to assist. 3. Prevent buildup. Use fragrance-free wipes or a damp washcloth after bowel movements, especially if incontinence is a concern. This prevents residue from lingering. 4. Manage moisture. If you tend to sweat or sit for long hours, a light layer of moisture-absorbing powder or breathable fabric pad between the cheeks can help keep the area dry. 5. Check your skin. If you notice sores, rashes, or changes in skin texture, seek medical advice early. Prevention is everything. Walter made these simple changes, a few extra steps in his daily routine, and for the first time in months, he felt free. Free to sit comfortably, free to go out without wondering, free to invite his grandchildren over and sit side by side on the couch, without the quiet worry that had been holding him back, because dignity lives in the details. And caring for this part of our body isn't awkward, it's powerful. It means we still love ourselves enough to say, I deserve to feel fresh, comfortable, and proud. So let me ask you, have you given this part of your body the attention and kindness it deserves? If this spoke to you, even quietly, leave a comment. I choose comfort and dignity every day. Give this video a like if you've ever struggled with a silent discomfort you didn't know how to name, and share it with someone who may be facing the same thing, but hasn't found the words yet. Next, we return to a smaller place, but one just as powerful. Because when left unwashed, even the tiniest fold can whisper louder than words. Body region number 10, the nape of the neck and collar line, where mild smells turn memorable. It's one of the first places people get close to when they hug you. It's where heat escapes, where hair touches skin, and where collars rest all day long. And yet, it's one of the last places we think to wash with care. The nape of the neck, right where your head meets your spine, may be a small patch of skin, but it's a big reason why some people smell off, even right after a shower. Let me tell you about Dorothy, 75, from Maine. Sweet, elegant, always put together. Her gray bob was neat, her blouses crisp, but during a visit to her daughter's home, she noticed her young grandson wrinkle his nose slightly when they hugged. "Your hair smells like outside, Grandma," he said innocently. Dorothy was stunned. She shampooed every 2 days, used perfume, changed pillowcases regularly. So what was going on? Later, while brushing her hair back, she caught it. A faint, musty scent clinging to the base of her neck. It wasn't coming from her hair. It was coming from the skin beneath it. Dr. Rachel Lynn, a dermatologist who works with older adults in Boston, explains, as we age, the sebaceous glands in the neck area often produce more oil. Combined with sweat and product buildup from shampoos, perfumes, or even shirt collars, it creates an ideal environment for bacteria to grow and smells to linger. And because this area is out of sight, it's easy to miss. What are the signs you might be skipping this zone? A greasy or waxy feeling just under the hairline. Stale or sour odor after wearing shirts with high collars. Sweat building up on hot days, especially if you wear long hair. Or feedback from loved ones during hugs, haircuts, or close moments. The solution? Simple, but intentional. 1. Wash with focus. When showering, use your fingertips to gently scrub the nape of the neck with warm water and a non-drying cleanser. Go beyond just rinsing your hair. 2. Rinse thoroughly. Many people let shampoo and conditioner run down their neck, but never clean the residue it leaves behind. 3. Dry completely. Use a towel to pat the skin under the hairline dry, especially on hot or humid days. 4. Watch the fabrics. If you wear scarves, high-collared shirts, or long hair, ensure these areas aren't trapping sweat. Rotate clothing and don't reuse damp collars. 5. Freshen up midday. A soft wipe or damp cloth behind the neck in the afternoon can make a bigger difference than you think. Dorothy started doing these small things, and what she noticed, not just a fresher scent but a freer feeling. She could wear her favorite scarves again, hug without hesitation, and best of all, her grandson stopped commenting. Because confidence doesn't always come from what people see. Sometimes it comes from what they don't smell. So let me ask you, when was the last time you cleaned the back of your neck with care? Not just as an afterthought, but as part of honoring yourself. If this part made you nod, smile, or realize something new, comment below. I'm caring for the parts no one sees. Click like if you've ever had a moment like Dorothy's, where a child's honesty revealed a truth we'd been too busy to notice. And share this with someone who wears their dignity with pride but could use this gentle reminder. Subscribe to Golden Wise Elders, where we speak to the quiet places, the tender truths, and the lifelong habits that make all the difference. Now we've got one final stop, a place tiny in size, but mighty in impact. Let's finish strong, with one last area that's been hiding in plain sight all along. You've made it to the end of this journey, and that alone says something powerful about you. It says you care. It says you're still listening to your body, and it says you're choosing to age with intention, not just time. Today, we didn't just talk about odor. We talked about 10 quiet places on your body that too often go unnoticed. The spaces between your toes, the scalp beneath your hair, the folds under your breasts and belly, your armpits, not just sprayed but truly cleaned, the soft inner thighs, the grooves behind your knees and around your buttocks, your belly button, your hands, your mouth. Each one holds not just scent, but stories, memories, and the need to be seen again. Because being clean isn't just about hygiene, it's about dignity. Feeling fresh isn't about impressing others. It's about coming home to yourself. And removing odor isn't about shame. It's about reclaiming the comfort, confidence, and closeness you deserve. So take this as a quiet promise to yourself. You will care for the places no one sees. You will take the time. You will pay attention, not because you're trying to be perfect, but because you are still worthy of care. And if this message touched your heart, I invite you to comment below. I deserve to feel fresh, whole, and worthy every single day. Say it, believe it, and let the world see that aging is not fading, it's becoming. If this video inspired you, please tap like to let us know. Share it with someone you love, because we all know someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Wise Elders and turn on the bell so we can meet here again next week with more gentle truths, practical wisdom, and the care we all deserve. You are not alone on this journey. You are seen, you are valued, and here you will always be celebrated.